Okay, so today we're going to look into something that's
Okay.
pretty fascinating, I think. We're talking underfloor heating and cooling,
Right.
but not your grandma's underfloor heating and cooling. We're talking the new stuff.
Yeah, the new stuff,
Uh,
exactly.
and, this is interesting to you, right? You're building a new place
Yeah, new build.
down in New Zealand
That's right, that's right.
and thinking about putting in one of these
Yeah.
air-to-water heat pump systems
Yep,
to heat and cool your floors.
that's it. That's it.
So we're going to kind of look into this and see,
Yeah.
what the experts are saying about why this is
Okay.
a good way to go, especially when we're thinking about like energy
Yes.
efficiency and all that good stuff.
Well, especially when you've got that concrete slab under your feet,
Yeah.
why not use it?
It's like right there, just begging to be used.
It really is. They say that in New Zealand, most houses are built on those concrete slabs. And if you're not taking advantage of that thermal mass, you're really missing out.
So explain that a little bit more for folks who might not be familiar with what thermal mass is all about.
Well, basically, it's the ability of a material to store and release heat and concrete. Well, it's fantastic at that.
Right.
It soaks up heat like a sponge and then slowly releases it back into the room. And this means fewer temperature swings, fewer spikes,
Ah, I see.
which is great in a place like New Zealand where you can have pretty big differences between daytime and nighttime temperatures.
So instead of, your AC or heater kicking on all the time, it's more like a gradual kind of.
Exactly. It's this gentle, even heating and cooling. And that can actually save you a lot of energy and money in the long run.
Hmm. Now, I get why heating a floor makes sense, toasty toes in the winter. But how do you cool a place down with a concrete floor? Wouldn't that be kind of weird?
It might seem counterintuitive, but it actually works incredibly well. That same thermal mass that keeps you warm in the winter can help keep you cool in the summer. The concrete absorbs excess heat from the room, keeping things nice and comfortable.
Okay, but hold on.
Yeah.
Wouldn't a cold floor in a humid place like New Zealand cause condensation problems? That's got to be a thing, right?
That's a good question, and it's something people worry about. But with these modern air-to-water heat pumps, it's really not an issue. They're designed to very carefully control the temperature of the water flowing through the pipes in the floor, so it never gets cold enough to create condensation problems. They actually even extract heat from the air.
Really? So even like on a cool day, it can pull heat out of the air.
Yeah, exactly. Even when the air feels cool to us, it still contains heat energy, and these heat pumps are incredibly efficient at extracting that energy and using it to heat your home.
Wow, these heat pumps sound like miracle workers. And, I keep hearing about these efficiency ratios like 5 to 1.
Right.
Is that legit?
They can be that efficient, yeah. What that means is that for every 1 unit of electricity it uses,
Yeah.
it can generate 5 units of heating or cooling. That's a huge difference compared to traditional systems.
So you're telling me I could potentially cut my energy bills by like 80%?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But there's got to be some downsides, right? Nothing's perfect.
Well, like any system, there are trade-offs. Installation can be more complex and potentially more expensive upfront than traditional systems.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
But the long-term energy savings and comfort benefits can often outweigh those initial costs, especially if you're building new and can plan for it from the start.
Okay, so let's go back to this concrete thing for a minute. I'm still trying to wrap my head around just how much heat it can actually store.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing, isn't it? One of the sources we're looking at had this incredible statistic. Water can hold 3,400 times more heat energy than air by volume. And concrete is no slouch either, holding about 2,000 times more.
Wow, so even if your concrete floor is just like moderately warm, it's still packing a serious amount of heat, right?
Exactly. And because concrete releases that heat slowly and evenly, you don't get those sudden temperature swings you might experience with a forced air system. It's like having a giant invisible radiator under your feet, providing consistent warmth for hours.
Okay, now it's all starting to come together. You've got these super efficient heat pumps extracting heat from the air, even cool air, and using it to warm up this massive thermal battery under your feet.
It's an amazing synergy, isn't it?
It is.
And perfect for a place like New Zealand where you can really harness that thermal mass.
It makes me wonder why more people don't do this, Especially with new builds. If you're already pouring a concrete slab, why not take advantage of it?
I know. It's a forward-thinking approach. Really taking advantage of what's already there.
So to sum it all up, underfloor heating and cooling, powered by air-to-water heat pumps, seems like a fantastic option, particularly in New Zealand. It's efficient, comfortable, and could potentially save you money on your energy bills.
Sounds about right.
Now, what about, looking ahead? Do you think this could be like the future of home comfort in places like New Zealand?
Absolutely. I think we're just beginning to understand the potential of this technology. Imagine homes designed from the ground up to work in harmony with thermal mass, maximizing energy efficiency and comfort.
Yeah, like passive house design and all that.
Exactly.
It's really fascinating stuff. Well, thanks so much for taking us on this deep dive. This has been really enlightening.
Happy to be here.
It's something for everyone to think about, especially if you're building or renovating in a place like New Zealand. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thanks.
Catch you next time.
See you later.